Hey guys, Everett Dudgeon 138 here. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit and mostly doing a little quick demo of my brand new Tom Oberheim SEM Pro. I'm sure a lot of people saw my previous videos in regards to the Oberheim 2 Voice Pro. No, I'm not going to get into it again, and I took the videos down, and no, it was not at the request of legal action or anything like that. I was just getting messages saying that I was fabricating the emails that I received from Jeff Farr, and it was some type of once people started talking about conspiracies just to gain more views to my channel, I didn't even want to bother anymore. But I said my piece. Like I said, my offer still stands. If Tom wants to call me and talk to me or whatever, I would love to talk to him. Like I said, I have a lot of respect for him. And that was a big part of the reason why I really wanted the 2 Voice Pro. I know a lot of people were like, well, it's just a synth, big deal. In my setup, I really tried to avoid kind of the name brands like Roland or Yamaha in my setup. I wanted to kind of go build my setup using instruments made by the classic synth names like Dave Smith, Moog, Roger Lynn, and I really wanted the Oberheim sound because on a lot of soundtracks, when I would look at the back of them on the vinyl, it would show like Jay Chattaway used like a Oberheim 4 voice, or Tim Krogh used a big Oberheim SEM 8 voice modular, and so I just really wanted that name in my setup, and I didn't want to get an OB6 because I already have the Prophet 6 and there was a lot of crossover, and I want to avoid redundancy. But regardless, I'm over it. I'm past it in regards of all the other stuff. So I'm just going to go through some sounds, and what I've been playing with today, I'm really impressed with the sound. Has a really creamy, really beefy sound. Like I said, it has a really snappy sound, really beefy sound, and you can actually transpose the SEM without having to transpose your controller keyboard. In this case, it's the Prophet 6, which is great because in that way the Prophet 6 can be tuned an octave higher, SEM can be tuned an octave lower, and you get some massive layers. But when you tune it even an octave lower, got a little bit of pulse width modulation with the LFO there. This is also my first synthesizer where I have to tune it, which I was kind of a little bit reluctant, to be honest. Usually my presets, using my synths like the Prophet and the Moog have presets, and as a film composer, time is money. So spending 5 minutes or 10 minutes trying to get a sound or tune the synthesizer, it does eat up a little bit of the studio time, but even still, I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit of studio time or come in a little bit early just to kind of finish getting the sound I want. I love the filter where it's between low pass and notch. It really has a get to that Chattaway Maniac drone. A lot of bass coming out of this. My headphones are just rattling right now. You can get that Big Trouble Little China Oberheim type sound, like the White Tiger sound. Even if you want to tune it lower, you get that Prince of Darkness type bass. Just see here. Bring it down a little bit. Yeah, like I said, you can really get some really low sounds, and especially when you're layering with something like a Prophet or a Moog. Today I was layering with a slap bass sample with the Prophet X. That's one of my favorite bass sounds is John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness. The track is Team Assembly, where they layered a emulator 2 slap bass, or I think might have been a PPG bass. And they also layered a Prophet VS bass sound and their Oberheim 4 voice. Now, their John Carpenter's Oberheim 4 voice, or Alan Howarth's Oberheim 4 voice to be exact, was a rack mount unit. It didn't have a keyboard. It was controlled all via MIDI. I believe Mark Isham had the same type of setup as well with his Oberheim. But yeah, regardless, I really am glad I got that Oberheim sound in my setup. Just today I finished soundtrack for Stephen McDonald's short film Ruby. And that featured a ton of Prophet 6, Prophet X, and Moog Sub 37. And just at the end, he wanted me just to have a little bit of a drone. And so I used the SEM just to kind of get a little bit of Oberheim sound in there. But like I said, I really wish I got the 2-voice Pro when I had the chance, and that things become discontinued, and what can you do? But I'll definitely be using the SEM in my setup going forward. Obviously, it doesn't have a keyboard, so I'm gonna have to control it via MIDI. But even still, just to have that sound in the setup, it's perfect. And that's all I got to say about that. If anybody has any thoughts on the SEM or any suggestions in terms of maybe getting more SEM modules and changing them into a 4-voice, I've heard mixed reviews on that it's possible, that it's not possible. So I'm kind of in the dark on that. But if anybody's got any advice on that, I'd love to hear it, because, like I said, with the 2-voice probe being out of production, best option I have now is the getting a 4-voice together, because the SEM sounds great on its own, and I can only imagine how good 4 of them would sound chained together. But that's all. I just wanted to do a really quick demonstration of it, and like I said, if you got any suggestions on the 4-voice, just leave the comments in my in the comments section. And yeah, you guys have yourself a wonderful day. If you like this video, please subscribe, and I will see you guys later.